Hello my beautiful little muglets. So I don't really know where to begin with this video. I know I've been away for a little bit longer than usual, if anyone has happened to notice. After my climbing to Challengers little mini series, I found myself becoming quite bitter. We're gonna get that out of the way real quick. Yeah, we're in Challenger 4, dude. I mean, I kind of expected that to happen, even with my best efforts. So being in Europe, the global server resets at 11 a.m. my time. And when I wake up at around 7 or so, the arena is closed and you can no longer get in. I'm not actually sure when it officially closes and you're no longer allowed to enter, but Sunday night, I made sure I was still in Champion, and I was. And I guess by the time it officially closed, I got killed so many times, I went back to Challenger 1. And then when the week reset, I went down to Challenger 3. And since then, I've gotten killed more times. We have a 2.8% win rate, winning 1 and losing 35, which knocked us further down to Challenger 4. And since then, I have given up on Arena. I think the series was fun. I had a lot of fun with it. It was stressful a lot, and I learned a few things, mainly that Elbrus is broken. I actually did raise my Charles, got him up to 60, got him fully awakened, gave him the Elbrus ritual sword, of course, and gave him what I thought was good gear, but our win rate is actually abysmal, so that might be bad. I don't know, that setup there. I thought it was a solid setup, but apparently not, since we're still getting obliterated. So in my opinion, I gave Arena a solid chance. I tried my best, and I didn't succeed. It could come down to the fact that I'm just not good enough at Arena. As soon as I hit Challenger, you know, I tried to go a little bit further, and every team I saw there was just like, I can't do that team. I can't do this team. I can't do that team once I refresh, you know. So I just got a little bit above Challenger, maybe 5,050, I believe, was where I stopped Sunday night, but it wasn't enough. And the reason why we're talking about Arena so much, about my whole thoughts on the game, is because for in-game players, that's pretty much all you really have to strive for, you know? Once you've beaten all the PvE content, you don't really have much else to look forward to. So my thoughts on Arena, I still don't like it. I'm sure there's a way to beat all those teams up in Challenger and even Legends with the right counter strategy, but even with the right heroes, you also need the right gear. And that's where another big struggle comes into play. I've heard about a lot of people using macros to pretty much infinite farm all the hunts. I don't do that, never have. And so if I want to auto something and I don't like have any homemade snacks or whatever, then I have to sit there and wait for it to be done before I can do another one. And sometimes I do go stretches, you know, doing 30, 40 hunts in a row. And it's fine, you know, I can do something else while I'm autoing, but like after those 30, 40 runs and you don't get anything worth upgrading, it's just, it's kind of demotivating, you know? So when they do finally remove pet snacks, whenever that will help with that a little bit. But at the moment, I just don't have too much motivation to keep grinding when the only thing that's waiting for me, the only thing I can challenge myself with is Arena, which I don't like because it's very stale and the meta there is all the same 8 heroes. So with that being said, the state of the game isn't very good for me. I know most people's complaints are on gold and stamina as like the two sort of anchor points for their complaints. That's not mine, obviously. I have 24 million gold, enough skystones to refresh a lot of energy, and I'm pretty much as close to free to play as you can get without actually being free to play, since I used to buy the monthly card. I don't think I have it active anymore. And honestly, I'm not even too sure what them adding, you know, new floors to Abyss would really do. And when they finally open the other Hell difficulty Labyrinth bosses, yeah, that'll be an extra little thing to do. But then after a few weeks, you know, it's like, okay, we're just back to square one here, because you're ultimately just still doing these weekly quests, but for what? They're recycling the side stories, which is, you know, there's not even really a story to read there, just farming stuff to exchange for other stuff. We actually farmed way too many roses as a side note. Whatever, we can get some more gold for all the good gear we have to raise. But yeah, when it comes to Arena, my team here has been a staple. I think I was doing sort of well with it. And it seemed like even up there in Challenger, it's still about outspeeding your opponents. Because I would say at least 90% of the time I outspeed them, they die. And 90% of the time they outspeed me, I die. So ultimately, I would need to look for better speed pieces for my Oxlots, or if I get like really, really good speed gear, then I can maybe try and do another Bazaar team. But until I have Super Op God gear with then Super Op God luck on the rolls, then that's never going to work. Speaking of which, I recently got a piece of gear which had amazing potential, but then got screwed by RNG. Yeah, it was this one, which I ended up just giving to Lina. This piece of gear started with 5 speed. It had amazing potential, and sadly it only rolled once into speed. That could have been an excellent opportunity, but I got screwed by rolls. You know, I mean, that happens to everyone all the time, but it doesn't make it any less unfortunate in my opinion, especially when a piece of gear starts with 5 speed. Those are practically unheard of. So when I got that at a gear conversion, I was like, holy crap, this could be the moment I get some decent speed, but no. I wouldn't even say my Oxalots is that slow at 241, but he is too slow for even high challenger anymore. I'm getting outsped by Bazaars, which have an even lower base speed than Oxalots. Wherever he is, I don't care. And I know this all just comes off as crying. I really don't mean to have it like that. It's just like I said in the beginning of the video, as an in-game player, there's not much else to do besides Arena. I guess Guild Wars 2, it's pretty much the same as Arena, but it depends on your whole guild. Yay, we won. For me personally, I think I've exhausted any goals I can really have. This isn't to say I'm quitting Epic 7. I think I've already made a video like this actually way too recently to make another one. But yeah, I guess this does relate a lot more to Arena than before. I still look forward to new heroes and pulling for them and seeing where the game goes. It's just, I don't really know what to do in it anymore. I am also looking forward to those Spectre Tenebria buffs, so I'll be waiting patiently for that. I would like to try and climb again in Arena at one point, but ultimately it seems like you either need to outspeed your opponent or be so tanky that you'll survive them outspeeding you and have all their other guys go first, which is a playstyle I'll never accept because then it just turns into wall comp versus wall comp, and that is super boring. So if you need to have a tanky wall comp to climb an arena, then it's just not for me. The game just doesn't seem to give you much direction about what you're supposed to be doing once you've cleared everything. There are no big goals the game gives you. You kind of have to make them all yourself. And the only one I can really think of for myself is getting my Oxalots faster. And that's basically it. But it's like that all comes down to the mercy of RNG. It's in several layers of RNG, I should say. And yeah, it just kind of drains my motivation to continue grinding, you know. So yeah, honestly, I'm not too sure where I'm gonna go from here. I'm still gonna be doing the things, including my daily quests and my 5 arena battles for now, until I'm confident about being able to climb again. And while I highly doubt they're gonna do anything about that beginning speed RNG, that's the thing that I really hate the most by far about the entire game. By the way, in regards to one of my biggest complaints surrounding Arena being the starting RNG speed, it's not really related, but I did a bit more research regarding that. I think some things have actually just been updated since then. Maybe we have extra information or whatnot, but rather than a ±5 speed, apparently it was instead of 10, it's like your characters randomly get 0 to 5% combat readiness apparently instead of speed, which is actually kind of worse because the higher speed you get, the more combat readiness messes with things. So I have a chart here by a Reddit user, Legendary, or it's actually Legendary. So while it's not as bad as I thought, with my 241 Oxalots here, I can be fighting a Bazaar with 227 speed, and due to RNG, he can still go first. So if this guy is right and everything is clear here, then your own units can't become slower, but your units or the opponent's units can still become faster, which is essentially the same thing. So yeah, it's not as bad as I thought. I just wish it wouldn't exist in the first place. And if I get outsped, I just want to know it's because I don't have enough speed rather than I had bad luck. Because at the moment, I don't know. And yeah, that's just kind of annoying for me. But I guess there's not too much else to say, honestly. Arena is frustrating because I'm bad at it, and I've completed pretty much everything else there is to complete at the current moment, so I don't really know what to do. That's what I think about the game currently. Also, why I haven't posted in a while. I'm like, what the hell? What should I post? This? I guess. I mean, again, though, I do want to check out Spectre Tenebria when she gets buffed. We'll play around with that a bit. But until then, make sure to tell me what you think in the comments down below. Dropping a like if you happen to enjoy is always greatly appreciated as well. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time.